Well, it's breaking news as I record this at about 9:30 in the morning on Thursday, September the 21st. It's breaking news. Breaking news, but not really. Rupert Murdoch is stepping down as Fox chairman, stepping down. It's over. It's done. He's done. Rupert is gone. Rupert Murdoch of the Roger Ailes era. Rupert Murdoch, who has done more to shape not only media as we know it, but legendary, the inspiration for Succession. And what does this mean? What does it not mean? How not to read too much into it. And also, why this really is no big deal and how everybody's known this was coming. But yet it is a shock. It's like, for example, it's almost, I hate to say it, it's almost like the death of a relative or a parent. You knew it was going to happen, but when it happens, you can't believe because it means this is the end of something that at its peak was great and dangerous and fun and no more. Let me explain. But first, my friends, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And very quickly, right now, if you have ever considered looking to purchase and to use and to supply yourself with emergency food, now is the time to do it by going to preparewithlionel.com. This is so axiomatic, so obvious. Prepare for a disaster with this deal. I don't know how long it's going to last, so do it right now. Preparewithlionel.com. Save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. The link is here. The link is in the description section. The link is in the comment section. And if you're listening to this on a phone, please go below to the more section. It is the best simply there is. Preparewithlionel.com. Let's get into this, as I'm a vulpine expert of or pertaining to foxes, for those of you who are so inclined. This is one of the most important issues there is. There has not been in my adult life. Well, let me rephrase this. There are few instances where an organization made so much of a difference and so much of an impact. CNN in the 80s. CNN was something cable, but CNN News was something so incredible, so phenomenal. It actually went 24 hours. And it was considered at the time the best. If anything happened, you went to CNN, and look what happened to that. Did that happen because of negligence? Did that happen because of a change of times? Who knows? It's a combination of everything. Everything has a shelf life, but also everything changes, because remember something right now. Do not lose your mind in all of this. Communications news will never go out of business. Communications and news will never go out of business. There's no such thing as that. Okay? Let me just make that very, very clear. It'll never go out of business. There will always be a platform, a commercial venue, a commercial relevance, if you will, for news with advertising and the like. Cable's a different story. Cable has subscribers. Cable is subscription based. You basically make your money ahead of time, and everything else is kind of sort of gravy to an extent. But there was something right now that people forget. I was there at WABC, at the ascendancy, at the zenith of Rush Limbaugh, and I came into talk radio during the nascent period where conservative talk grew into this Goliath that it was on terrestrial stick radio and the like. I was there when there was this consolidation of Reagan and Rush, and where conservatism in Buckley was cool. And Roger Ailes is the paterfamilias of this. Roger Ailes was the genius. Roger Ailes created the notion of narrowcasting, not necessarily broadcasting, but giving people the source, the site, the go-to area for news they want to hear. Narrowcasting, not broadcasting. Roger Ailes purportedly said one time, when someone was asked, do you think people should be licensed to be a journalist? He responded with, you only need a license to cut hair. Roger Ailes was the one who met with Nixon, and Roger Ailes was a genius. Roger Ailes, by the way, not to spend too much time on him, he also had rather boorish sexually inappropriate ideas about women's places. You know what? I'm not excusing it, but there was a time, it was a Mad Men era. It was a different time. But he created everything. He picked up on this and he created a juggernaut, an absolute juggernaut. This is the most important, critically important aspect to understand. Now, what is happening right now? Fox News has changed for a variety of reasons with his two sons and purportedly their more leftist and progressive spouses and the like. They have gotten away with this. The newer generation does not see the need for this. Then there was a conflation of events from Dominion to Hannity. And by the way, his ascendancy, say what you want, they're blaspheming him in this new book that is supposedly out, which I don't believe any of it. Don't ever, whatever you think of him, this man was a genius. He's still there. Anybody who follows Rush and Bill O'Reilly, this is smart. But the era of Tucker was the straw that broke the camel's back. Tucker was that one little moment. Tucker was that, and not that he did anything wrong. Not that he did anything wrong, but sometimes things just change. There are these moments. There are Milli Vanilli moments. There are moments when somebody is caught off camera. There's the Jimmy the Greek moment. There's these. They have nothing to do with Tucker, but these individual moments that resonate forever. I'm telling you right now, believe it or not, this Russell Brand moment is going to blow up as well. It's a different world now. And the best part about this, the most interesting, is that this opens up channels for, I believe, what is going to be raw, like raw milk, unpasteurized, unedited, unexpurgated, unconditionally brutal and wonderful raw citizen, civilian, alternative, and foreign platforming of news, of information, of dialogue, doing it the way citizens want to do, with their own production teams, their own view of what's important. Some good, some not, whatever it is. This is the Wild West. This is the most important. Now, if I was one of the Murdoch sons or Rupert Murdoch, I'd probably do the same thing. At the level of the mountain that they are currently at as we speak, people are telling them, look, we understand the whole globalist world. We understand that in order to maintain our dynasty, we have to have sports and NFL and NASCAR and this. That's where the money is, not in these little snipings of people talking about vaccination, misinformation, and racism and sexism. Not only that, this place was nothing but a sexual harassment, racism, sexism fly paper. Was a magnet. I can't believe the number of lawsuits. What was this place? Who knows? I'll let other people determine that one. It's a new era. It's over with. When Dress Down Fridays went from this rare occasion to the norm, when all of a sudden people could say certain things on the air, when CRT entered the fray, life, world, societies all change. Look at the NBA today compared to Bob Cousy's time. Everything has to change. Change is not necessarily better. Sometimes change is metastatic. Sometimes change is dangerous. But this was coming. Rupert Murdoch is to be honored. What he did was, my God, if there's anything that human beings are made to do, it's to convey information and convey ideas and convey messages and themes. What he did. Fox at its height. Fox, I respectfully submit, still is a political party. Fox is not. It is the GOP. It is. Say what you want. And I don't watch it. That doesn't matter. The reason I'm telling you this is I'm saying this not as some some sycophantic fan. I'm not, but I respect what it is. There are hip hop performers I couldn't listen to for a second, but I respect the impact they have. There are things that I understand that occurred societally, historically, that I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, there's some aspects of disco. Disco was monumental what it was. You have to look at things within the context and in the particular prism of what it meant. Rupert Murdoch, say what you want. Say whatever you want to think about him and his life. I don't care. What he did will never be done again. You may not see this. The zeitgeist may be for people at these levels of corporate hierarchy to say enough with this. This is too fraught with minefields. Let's just go to the easy thing. Let's go to NASCAR and NFL. Hey, don't worry about that. Let's go to game shows, and that's what people want. And that's where the money is. This was great then. It was a different world then. When I was in talk radio initially, there were no liberal hosts. There was no such thing. One time, Bill Clinton on Air Force One actually said something to the effect of, why can't we have a Rush Limbaugh or something to that? And they were talking about bringing back the fairness doctrine. And thus came Air America, which was a nice idea, but they forgot one thing about doing radio is it's radio first and foremost. But I don't want to get too much off the subject. Rupert Murdoch, I say I salute you in terms of the absolute value, the magnitude of Rupert Murdoch. Forget his politics, forget everything else. You may not like him. That's not the issue. It's almost like when Time Magazine picks Man of the Year or Person of the Year, it's not necessarily people that you think are laudable. It's the absolute. Remember in the math, the absolute value, it was the magnitude. -4 and 4 have an absolute value of 4. Direction means nothing. It's magnitude. That's Rupert Murdoch. I'd love to see what you have to think. I'd love to see what you have to say about this. Please, again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that little bell. Hit that like button. And don't forget, preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. Save $200 off a 3-month emergency food kit. Exceedingly important. I don't have to tell you that. That's why you're watching me. All right, dear friends. Thank you so much for watching. And now I ask you to comment as you see fit.